Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Today I'm going to be talking all about my home management system slash routine. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so we are going to be going through my home management system and how I use the Passionate Penny Pincher home planner, how I've used it to create this home management system. I do want to preface this by saying that my home management system is not going to 100% work for you. I want to encourage you to create a system that really works for you, and don't be discouraged if you start following a system and need to make tweaks to it. In fact, it's almost always better to make tweaks to a system that is already put together for you and making it your own so that you are able to kind of take ownership of that and understand that these are the things that are most important to you. So I'm going to kind of go through my entire system today. Again, take what works, leave what doesn't. This is really just how I have used the home planner from Passionate Penny Pincher. Last week, I did go through a whole video on how you can use the home planner, both the physical and or digital versions, because I have both of them. I think there are great uses for both of them. I will leave that linked in the description box. I'll also leave a link for the full walkthrough and review of this planner in the description box. One thing I do want to point out is that if you buy either the physical or digital versions, they will send you the last quarter of 2024 as a digital file that you can use so that you can get started using the planners as soon as you purchase them. So the first thing that I want to talk about are the daily habits in the home planner. So there are some awesome daily habits listed that Lori has created. She has a morning and evening habits list within each weekly spread. And when I first got the planner and saw these habit lists, I wanted to implement them as written. However, some of them just didn't make sense for me. I did not always exercise in the morning. I did not need to be reminded to shower every morning. We don't close down the kitchen before our kids go to public school because my kids are homeschooled, and so our kitchen is open all day. I don't close everything down until the evening. So it wasn't working exactly as I had wanted. And so what I did was I sat down and tried to figure out what were the most important things that I needed to do daily to make sure that my life is, running smoothly on track. If I do nothing else throughout the day, what are the things that I want to accomplish? Are there other things that are not on this list? Absolutely. And having this list does not mean I have no other things that I'm doing on a daily basis. They are just not things that I need to be reminded of or put on my schedule to kind of make sure that I'm habit stacking around them. So what I did was I just sat down and tried to figure out what are the things that I really need to focus on each day to make sure that my life and my home are just running smoothly. And what I came up with are some tidying things. So first, it's clearing our floors. We're homeschoolers, and so there's often a lot of books and papers and notebooks and all kinds of things all over the place, all over our home. It's just how it is for us. So clearing the floors and vacuuming are two things that I want to make sure I do every day. And then the other two things are clearing the surfaces. That's mainly in my kitchen, our coffee bar. We have like a second dining room table that ends up being a catch-all space. And pretty much any clear surface, my family really likes to put things there, regardless of if they have a home in their bedrooms or someplace else. The clear spaces always get full. And so because that bothers me, I want to make sure that we clear it off each day and get things out of the way. I don't like a lot of visual clutter. And then the last thing on my daily list is to clear off my office desk. And do I do these things religiously 100% of the time, every single day? Absolutely not. And in fact, on the weekends, I pretty much do larger projects and I don't typically focus on those things. Jack is the one who primarily does the vacuuming in the house. So they're not necessarily things that I am always doing, but those 4 things are the things that I want to make sure they are getting done each day. Are we doing dishes every day? Yes, we are. Am I making meals? Yes. Am I taking a shower? Yes. I don't necessarily need to be reminded of those things. So those are the things that I have decided I want to keep on my schedule and keep track of. And they are habits at this point, and I don't necessarily need to write them down every day, but it is nice for me to look at that and check it off and just see that I am consistently doing those things. Not 100% of the time, like I said, but enough to make sure that things are going well. Yes, like if I look at my office right now, I've been trying to get rid of a bunch of old things, and so my desk is sort of put together, but not quite. There are definitely weeks where I have to do a full clean out of everything, and that is just normal. But these daily tasks are the things that I want to make sure that I focus on and track. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you is to choose a few daily items that make sense for you. If you already have the habit of putting in a load of laundry each morning, you don't need to write it down. If it will help you to stay motivated to continue to do it, then write it down and keep track of it. But if it's something that you already do, or you know you're going to have to do, and writing it down isn't actually going to motivate you to do anything, you don't need to write it down. So choose the things that you do want to focus on, that you need a little encouragement or accountability, and that perhaps are habit stacking items. So I have to clear the floors before Jack can vacuum. When I clean the surfaces in my kitchen, dining room area, it prompts me to come back and clear off my office desk as well, because I just pair the things together. So those are the daily tasks. The next thing that I love about the home planner are all of the weekly tasks. And each day, Lori has specific tasks that she has listed on a particular day, and they repeat each week. Some of the Saturday projects alternate, and then I think there's a couple others that alternate or are added in at different points in the year. But for the most part, they are the same tasks each day, each week. And when I got the planner, I thought that that was amazing. I had never considered to put specific tasks on specific days. Now, there are probably some things that you automatically do on specific days, like maybe you have a grocery shopping day, or maybe you have a day when you're washing all the sheets and blankets in your home. So you may already have some of these habits, and I definitely did have some of these habits already, and they were not on the same days that are listed in the home planner. And what I was trying to do originally was to follow this exactly. When I first got this, that's what I tried to do. I tried to follow it exactly as written, so I could figure out what things I'm missing, what things are working, what things are not working. And what I realized was that some of these tasks don't apply to us, and some of them do. And then some of them are on different days. And so what I did was I looked at my schedule as a whole, and I decided which weekly tasks I needed to do each week and keep track of to make sure that I was actually checking them off. And then I assigned them to the days that made the most sense for our family. So for instance, she has grocery shopping on Sunday, but she has cleaning out the fridge on Tuesday. And so for me, I always clean the fridge before I go grocery shopping, whenever that is. And we don't always go grocery shopping on Sunday. I used to go grocery shopping every Sunday morning at like 7 a.m. before church, but that stopped, oh gosh, I think it was before 2020 it stopped, but definitely after 2020, I was not going grocery shopping on Sunday mornings anymore, and I did a lot of grocery pickup. Now we have a CSA delivery, and so I kind of focus my grocery shopping like after we get our CSA delivery, our box of vegetables for the week, just because that makes the most sense. So what I did was I took all of the things that I needed to do in a week, and I assigned them different days based on our schedule. So in our homeschool, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday are a little bit of a heavier day for us. Friday is more larger projects around the home, and it's a quieter school day because it's our screen-free day. So it's a little more low-key, a lot more reading, board games, and that kind of stuff. And then Wednesday is our passion project day, so I don't want to have a ton of stuff on that day either. So Thursday ends up being our heaviest day for home tasks, home cleaning tasks. And then Monday is a little bit lighter. Tuesday, I have several things. So I took everything that was on the planner weekly spreads and I just listed it out. And then I crossed off the things that weren't important to me, and I added different things that I knew that I needed to have on the list. and then I assigned everything a day. And so what I've done is, utilizing the home planner, I have created the weekly cleaning tasks that make the most sense for me. And then what I did was I took those weekly tasks and I have slowly assigned the majority of them to my kids. And so we have a chore time in the morning and they kind of do their daily chore, which Emma, it's getting the dishes put away and the breakfast dishes done. And Jack, it is vacuuming. And Lucy kind of does like dusting and windowsills and baseboards and restocking toilet paper and all of that stuff. So I have assigned all of these tasks to my kids. Now, there are still things that I do, like cleaning out the fridge and, prepping food and getting some of the bigger weekly tasks done. I go grocery shopping or put in the grocery order. That kind of stuff. But things like vacuuming, things like washing the windowsills, things like restocking the toilet paper or cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the toilets or wiping down the counters, all of that stuff is stuff that can be done by my kids. And so that was a huge help to me this year to start implementing that change where I was, instead of just asking them to do things on the fly, we kind of sat down and I gave them their chores, their weekly chores that they have each day. So it's something different each day. And my older two also, they're just normal daily chores, plus their additional keeping their rooms tidy and stuff like that. And that has been a huge help to me. Obviously, you want your kids to pitch in, and mine have always been more than happy to help me out when I ask, but I didn't want to have to ask. I wanted things to be more automatic. And part of that was, just mental load and trying to reduce the mental load on myself. If I'm not having to think about it because it's on somebody else's list to do, and I have helped them to implement that practice or that task into their rhythm each day, it just lets me breathe a little bit easier. I know that they're going to take care of that stuff, and that is so helpful for me. Running a house is challenging for any person, and it does take more than just one person. Are there people that do a great job managing their homes and doing all of the things in their homes with home management? Yes. I am not that person. My mom is that person, but that is not me. So having my kids help out, especially because we homeschool, and so we are home an awful lot more than other people. We're not all leaving in the morning and then coming back at night, for dinner and then getting ready for bed. So making sure that my kids have lists to pitch in has been really helpful. And it took me a little while to figure that out. I really was trying to do everything on the scheduled days, but those days are scheduled in such a way for the creator of that planner. She made that planner for herself, and then other people really wanted a system to help them out, and so she created that system, but you have to take it and make it your own. You can't there are probably some people that are able to just take this and do it exactly as written, but I definitely, again, recommend making it your own. Cross off the things that you do not need to do, just so they're not weighing on you. For instance, one of the tasks is to clean out your purse each week. I don't need to do that. I have a very small purse. I don't keep anything in it. I don't stuff receipts in it. It stays pretty clean. And so I only really go through it once a month, or if I'm switching over to a new bag that I'm using. So I don't need to have that on my list. And just taking it completely off the list takes some of the pressure off me, because I'm not thinking, oh gosh, do I need to go clean out my purse right now? I don't think so, but it's on the list. Maybe I ought to. So letting go of some of the things that you don't need to focus on is super helpful. The next thing is the reason that I actually purchased this planner in the first place, and that is this weekly home project schedule. And when I first saw this, it was like a light bulb moment for me, because I had never considered creating something where I'm rotating through specific home management projects I think it's about every 6 months that she repeats through these projects, but it just never dawned on me to create a system like that. And so when I finally started using this planner, this is where I started. I started with these weekly projects, things like organizing the pantry, deep cleaning the refrigerator, deep cleaning the freezer, cleaning out under your kitchen sink, organizing the spice cabinet. These projects are not things that take an entire day to do. Some of them are a little bit longer projects like deep cleaning the refrigerator or freezer or switching out clothes for a new season or whatnot. But then there are other things that are not as time consuming, like organizing your laundry room or cleaning up your master bath storage or something like that. So I saw all of these projects and I, again, just had a light bulb moment. But I did notice that there were some things on here that, again, were not applicable to my life. And so what I ended up doing, mainly the pool. I don't have a pool, and so I don't need to worry about getting a pool ready for the summer. But what I wanted to do was take these projects, cross off the ones that were not things that I really needed to focus on, and then add some other ones that I did need to focus on. We have a second chest freezer that we have to keep clear. I do some food inventories at particular points in the year. We have some other spaces around our house that need some attention, probably, every season or every 6 months. And so I needed to have those on this list. And so what I ended up doing back, I think right at the end of June, I have a video for this if you're interested. I went through and created a list of home projects. This is just the last 6 months of the year. This is my A5 Erin Condren A5 Daily Duo. Most of these are projects from the home planner. I would say 90% of them are, but there were a few things, mainly my chest freezer, some of the entryway furniture that we have, and switching out seasonal things that I needed to work on. And then also I included just some family weeks where I didn't want a home management project. I just wanted to be able to focus on family. Mainly that is around some holidays and my kids' birthdays. So I went through and created this list. This is, again, just for the last 6 months of the year. And having these weekly home projects is so helpful. It gives me something to make sure that I'm cleaning quite well each week, and it helps keep me on top of things. It helps me stay on top of things, and that is really the whole purpose of a home management routine. You want to have a system in place so that you're doing a little bit each day and you're not having to focus huge chunks of time on big, deep cleaning projects because you're maintaining it. Now, when you're first starting to implement a system, it's going to take a little while. And so even though I'm going through it, daily habits, weekly cleaning tasks, weekly home management projects, etc., kind of that way, I started with the weekly home management projects. I then added, the daily habits. And then I started working on the weekly home cleaning tasks. And so you kind of have to figure out where you want to start. I did not implement everything all at once. In fact, this is probably a 3-year goal for me, which sounds insane, I'm sure, to some people, but I have been slowly implementing new things to my home management routine since the fall of 2022, and it has been super helpful for me. I am at a point now where I think by the end of 2024, I will have everything kind of in a good system, and then 2025 is going to be about maintenance. For my home management goal, it will be about continuing the systems that I've already implemented and just shoring those up, because as you will see in a couple of minutes, some of the systems are not a daily task. Some of them are, the weekly projects. Some of them are monthly or quarterly projects. And so I've not even gone through all of those things for one entire year yet. And so that's where we're going to go next, which is the monthly home projects. One of the things that I started to implement this year was keeping track of monthly cleaning tasks. Now, these are tasks that do not take a ton of time, but they're not things that need to be done weekly or daily. They are things like cleaning my dishwasher, cleaning my washing machine, vacuuming behind the dryer, vacuuming the coils on the refrigerator, or little things like that don't take a ton of time, but they do still need to be done. And I needed a reminder for that. And so when I first got this planner, I had no idea what to use this monthly checklist for. I really had no clue what I could use it for. But this year, I started thinking back at the beginning of the year that there were some monthly projects that I would like to keep track of. Things like, cleaning the dishwasher and washing machine. Those aren't things that I think, oh, I've got to do this. Or they would come up, randomly, but there was no consistency and there was no schedule for it. And it was just kind of whenever it came to my mind, I would do it. And I wanted something a little bit more planned, I guess, because things fall through the cracks. There's a lot of things that happen throughout our months. I'm a very busy person. Our family is very busy, as all are. And so making sure that I'm keeping track of these things and knowing when was the last time that I did this is important. 2 months can go by and I've not cleaned the dishwasher, and I'm like, geez, when was the last time I cleaned the dishwasher? Couldn't even tell you because I wasn't keeping track of it. And so again, I did come up with a list. This is just my scrap paper. I don't know where my list is at the moment. It's in one of my planners. I think it's actually in this planner back here. But I needed to come up with a list. Some of the things that are on my list, again, the dishwasher and the washing machine, cleaning the oven, wiping down the fridge and freezer, like the inside, cleaning my sink drains, dusting the ceiling fans, dusting the ceilings, in the corners, cleaning the bathroom vents, vacuuming those out, giving my dog her medicine. She's jumping around outside, so you may be hearing her right now. So all of these things are things that I needed to get done each month, but I didn't really have a system in place for it. And even listing them out on a list didn't give me a schedule to work on. And so this year, probably, I don't know, I think maybe in April or May, it was like, I think in February or March, I decided that I was going to choose a day each month to focus on these home cleaning tasks, these monthly cleaning tasks. Now, these tasks, I read most of them to you, do not take a ton of time. They are not things that are going to, it's not like a deep clean of my basement or a deep clean of any area in my house. It's not a big decluttering project. It is maintenance things that do not take a ton of time. And so what I did was I chose a day each month. I've chosen the first Friday of the month. That may get adjusted next year. Again, I'm still implementing some of these things. So I chose that first Friday of the month thinking that that would be a good time. We have a lighter school day, not a lighter school day, but less intensive for me because we're not doing any computer work. I don't know. There's just something, there's a feeling in my home when we don't have screens, when we have like a screen-free day, that it's just a little bit more relaxed and I feel like I can accomplish more stuff. I'm not sure why. Less distraction is probably the real reason. So I have assigned the first Friday of the month, first Friday morning of the month, to get all of this stuff done. And so I just go through my list and check things off, and it works out really, really well to just do that. Now, there are definitely some months where we have been away. We went away in April to Florida and it kind of messed things up. And then we were away for some other times during the summer, and that kind of threw things off, which is why I may choose a different day going forward. But having a scheduled day to do all of these things was so mind-blowing to me that it would be so helpful. I know a lot of people will have a few tasks that they focus on each week to get through all of them throughout a month, but the way that my lifestyle is right now, having one morning a month to do all of the monthly cleaning tasks has been so, so helpful. They're done for the month. I don't have to think about them anymore because I've already done them. And so that has been one of my favorite new additions to my home management routine this year. Now, within those monthly cleaning tasks, I also had some seasonal cleaning tasks that I also needed to focus on. And those seasonal cleaning tasks are a little bit larger. They don't need to be done as often because they're seasonal. You only have to do them once every few months or even once every 6 months, but they are important things that need to have a place on the schedule. I haven't quite figured out how to implement that. And originally, I was trying to do some of those quarterly tasks on the same monthly cleaning day, but it was taking me too long to get all of that stuff done. So those quarterly cleaning tasks tend to bleed over into the weekend following that first Friday of the month where I've done my monthly cleaning tasks. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. I'm just going to know that I'm going to have one weekend a quarter where I'm doing a lot more cleaning, deep cleaning, and also seasonal reset kind of stuff. And I enjoy it. So it's not that big of a deal. It's just trying to figure out when I'm going to schedule it because our weekends are so different because my husband is obviously home and he's not working on the weekends. I mean, he is, but it's not at his office job. So different projects, different priorities, a lot more events and family visits and things like that. And so that is something that I am still working on that will continue to be worked on in 2025. So I just wanted to share this with you. I think that having a tool like the home planner is so helpful because it gives you the ideas and then you can kind of weed through the ideas and figure out which are important to you and which you can let go of. But some of these things, especially the weekly cleaning tasks, it just never dawned on me to do some of these things. I never had oh, this is the day that we're going to restock the toilet paper day. Like it just never dawned on me to have that. But once I implemented it, it was a little bit easier. You know, people weren't running out of toilet paper in the middle of the week because we were taking care of it, once a week. And so that's what I want you to take away from this. I want you to, not the toilet paper, but, but I want you to take away that there are systems out there that are super helpful, like this home planner. And when you take a ready-made system, if you make it your own, you're going to be much more successful at implementing it. And don't be afraid to cross things off or add things based on your individual home and family. You want a home management routine that works for you, that works for your home, that works for your family, that everybody can pitch in on so that it's not all falling on your shoulders. And so I hope that this was helpful for you. I know it was very, very long. I am very long-winded, I know. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions about the home planner or about how I have implemented this system, or you want to hear more about a particular area, please let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. We talk a lot about home management and planning over in my membership community as well. That link is also always in the description box. I would love for you to come check us out. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.